As the dust cleared after the race at the Charlotte Speedway, many things piqued fans' interest. From Hamlin's rage at Elliott to Bubba Wallace's involvement in the controversy, the Coca-Cola 600 race was remarkable. So who is being penalized this time? And what example will NASCAR establish for the drivers who are acting recklessly? Watch out for today's video on NASCAR Zone as we go over everything that happened in NASCAR. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, during lap 186 of the Coca-Cola 600, Denny Hamlin's blood was boiling as he saw Chase Elliott appear to target the right rear of Hamlin's number 11, Joe Gibbs' racing Toyota Camry. The problem started when Hamlin crashed into Elliott between turns 3 and 4, sending Elliott into the outside wall. In a shocking turn of events, it looked like Elliott got back at Hamlin by forcefully connecting his car's left side to Hamlin's right rear, sending Hamlin straight into the front stretch retaining wall. The blow Hamlin took was nothing short of amazing and sent shivers down his spine. Still, it was a miracle that the 42-year-old driver walked away from his wrecked race car without any injuries. After being checked out and let out of the infield care center, Hamlin didn't waste any time saying that Elliott should be suspended for his planned act of revenge. After the race, Hamlin said,
"I got right rear hooked in the middle straight away."
Did you think there was any kind of retaliation there, or what was the deal? What led to that?
Yeah, it's a tantrum, and he shouldn't be racing next week. Right rear hooks are absolutely unacceptable. I don't care. It's same thing Bubba Wallace did with Kyle Larson. The exact same. He shouldn't be racing. Tantrum.
Thanks, Denny.
Hamlin is sure that Elliott's move was planned, and the way it looked and what it seemed to be about both pointed to revenge. However, in his interview after the crash, Elliott strongly denied that this was the case.
Yeah, the 11 ran us up in the fence there, and once you tear the right sides off these things, it's kind of over. So
Denny said there was some retaliation there. Was there any retaliation on your part?
no, like I say, once you hit the wall in these things, you can't drive them anymore. So unfortunately, just an unfortunate circumstance.
Even though Elliott says he didn't mean to do it, it is now NASCAR's job to look into the situation. In the NASCAR Cup Series from last year, Bubba Wallace got back at Kyle Larson by roughly hooking his right rear at Las Vegas Motor Speedway during a heated race. The accident happened in the 33rd race of the 2022 season. Larson thought the move was planned, but Wallace strongly denied that he had any such plans. NASCAR did a full investigation, and after looking at a lot of video footage and SMT, Strategic Media Technologies, data, came to the conclusion that Wallace did crash into Larson on purpose to get back at him. Because of this, Wallace had been banned from the next race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Wallace was driving the number 45 car for 2311 Racing and was fighting hard for a spot in the NASCAR Cup Series Owners' Championship playoffs when he got suspended. John Hunter Nemechek filled in for Wallace at Homestead, where he ended 27th. The choice that NASCAR made the year before set a clear example. If video footage and SMT data analysis show that Chase Elliott was trying to get back at the other driver, he should be suspended for one race. But there is still a chance that the number 9 car's engine was damaged when it hit the outside wall. In the end, NASCAR has the final say on the issue, and we can expect a clear answer in the near future. Depending on how this turns out, Josh Berry may or may not get more NASCAR Cup Series starts for the 2023 season. Chase Elliott is in a tough position in the Cup Series race standings right now. As the season goes on, he still hasn't won a game, which makes it less likely that he'll get into the playoffs based on regular season points alone. This is made even harder by the fact that he missed a few races because he hurt his leg outside of the track. Elliott's best chance of making the playoffs is to get a win that he really needs, but it looks like he might have to wait longer for that desired win, especially if NASCAR decides to suspend him. What do you think? Will NASCAR penalize Chase Elliott, or Elliott will get lucky this time? Let us know in the comments section below, and be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. Now let's move to the winner of the Coca-Cola 600 race. Ryan Blaney won the Coca-Cola 600 on a memorable Monday which was the biggest win of his racing career. This was Blaney's first win of the 2023 season, and he also got the honor of winning one of NASCAR's most important crown jewel races. It ended a dry spell of 59 races since his last win at Daytona in August 2021. Blaney's trip was filled with a new sense of happiness. Blaney's win is a huge deal, not just for him, but also for Roger Penske, who owns the car he drove to victory. Team Penske did something that had never been done before. They won both the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in the same year. This is a moment that will go down in history. After Joseph Newgarden won the Indy 500, Blaney won the Coke 600, leaving a lasting mark on Team Penske's history. The race itself turned out to be a hard fight, with 16 caution flags and a break in the middle for rain. In spite of the difficult conditions, Blaney showed that he was the driver to beat. He was in the lead 7 times for a total of 163 laps, with most of those runs happening in the second half of the 400-lap race. Blaney's big moment came when the race restarted with only 26 laps left. He took the lead from William Barron just as a 4-car crash involving strong rivals like Kyle Larson caused a caution. Fans were excited about Blaney's win, and the third-generation driver was also very moved by it. As the son of well-known Cup Series driver Dave Blaney, he went to the race many times while growing up, so the win was very important to him. Blaney went into the grandstands to share the happy moment with the excited crowd, just like his friend Joseph Newgarden does every time he wins the Indy 500. In an interview with Fox Sports after the race, Blaney talked about how he felt, saying,
"This guy, I might shed a tear. Man, this has been a cool weekend. Obviously Memorial Day weekend means a lot. I'm growing up here watching Dad run this race for a long time, and it's so cool to just be a part of it, let alone win it. And yeah, I just was able to get the lead on the restart, and then just kind of, our car was so good that I could kind of bide my time a little bit, and we were able to drive off, and I was hoping no caution just because you never know. I know we had the car to do it, but restarts can be crazy, but I cannot thank Body Armor enough. It's awesome. We have their cherry lime camo car here with Operation Homefront, Menards, Advanced Auto Parts, Worth, Ford, so many other partners that do so much for us, Dent Wizard and Dex Imaging. So, you know, you start to get to feel like you can't win anymore, and when you don't win in a while, and kind of get hard. So just super thankful to the 12 guys for believing in me, and thank you guys for sticking around. Really appreciate it.
In 1987, at the exit of Turn 4 at Charlotte Speedway, the famous Dale Earnhardt did an amazing thing as a driver that will go down in racing history. This unforgettable moment happened at the Winston race in 1987, when Earnhardt was in the lead even though Bill Elliott had turned him into the infield. It would later be known as the pass in the grass, adding to Earnhardt's legend, even though he didn't actually pass anyone. In the present day, the grass in Charlotte's infield has been replaced with a plastic surface that looks like a football field. But Tyler Reddick went on a similar trip not too long ago. Reddick was in second place and trying to catch up to Blaney, who was in the lead when his car quickly went sideways coming out of Turn 4. He drove through the infield grass with skill, keeping his car from spinning and escaping what could have been a disaster. Reddick's eventful trip ended with him finishing in 5th place, just ahead of Kyle Busch, who also drove exceptionally well in the race. After a spin on the backstretch during lap 176, Busch was looking the wrong way. He wasn't scared, so he bravely put his car in reverse and drove it back through turns 3 and 4. Then carefully turned it around and drove to pit road. After 3 weeks of races in the Carolinas, the NASCAR Cup Series moves to the Gateway to the West and Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis for the Enjoy Illinois 300 next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. ET on ATS1. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.